my garden. So we had a minor windstorm this week, and look at my garden. It blew down our front gate and took most of the fence here with it. So now there's a giant gaping hole in the garden. Love that for us. It's kind of funny because I've been saying for a while now I've been wanting to replace the front entrance of the garden. Mother Nature was like, bet! And she blew it down. Manifested a little too hard with that one. I wasn't really planning on doing it now, but let's redo the entrance of the garden. I don't really have time to replace the entire fence right now, but we are at least gonna fix what has been damaged in the winter storm. So we're gonna replace these two fence posts here, replace the entrance. I do have the arbor over there. I think I'm gonna bring that over here and replace this entire gate altogether because she was dilapidating anyways, and just redo the entrance altogether. I think it's gonna look great. Let's see what happens. So we have this peach tree over here that Dom planted at the very start of our vegetable garden along the fence here. And he's been espaliering it along the fence. And personally, I've never really been a huge fan of the placement of this tree. Literally, I just wish it was one post down so that it was actually centered with the fence. It's off center and it kind of drives me a little crazy. It really isn't that big a deal, but it's just like it would have been so perfect right over there. But now I'm at a crossroads because I have to replace the fencing here anyways, because something has tried to get in through the fencing here, the metal fencing, and completely tore it up. So I want to replace this part of the fence, but the tree is literally weaved throughout it. So I'm gonna have to like surgically remove the tree from the fencing here. And I'm thinking, like, is it a good time to like move this tree? I don't know. It's been here for so long. It is probably so... Oh my god, look at this base. Look at this base. She is so rooted in there. She would absolutely hate moving. But honestly, I'm like, it's a beautiful tree when it's like in bloom and, you know, has leaves on it, but it hasn't really produced many peaches for us. I think total in its 5 years here, it's probably given us 6, maybe 8 peaches. So like, it wouldn't be much of a loss if we were to like get rid of the tree, or at least move it down. And she's budding. I don't really know what to do.
Why don't you just put another peach tree or fruit tree there and train another one? She's just been here too long.
I know, and she's like never given us fruit, like rarely given us fruit.
She's getting better. Give her time. This is gonna help even more. The bleaching. Look at all the bud. It's getting better since I've started pruning her nice.
And especially not moving her now, like she's gonna flower. Fall would be better.
Yeah. She's been here for so long. She has so many buds. It'd be a shame to remove her now. You trapped. Oh, we got it! Nice strong branch. Here's a sad little peach. She's hanging strong. So now that I got the fencing out of the way here, I think the next logical thing for me to do is actually bring the arbor over here so that I can actually map out and see where my fence posts are gonna go, how much fencing I'm gonna need. I think it's gonna be easier to actually build around the arbor and have like a clear vision moving forward. She's not looking too hot. We had another windstorm. No, last year it was actually a tornado. We had a tornado last year. And actually, as you can see, there's a giant elderberry right behind the arbor, and the arbor is actually strapped to the elderberry. That is fully what prevented this arbor from blowing away during that storm. But she got a little banged up in the process. Nothing a little bit wood glue and stain can't fix. So I'm gonna get her out of here. The vision really was to have an area to sit over yonder at this part of the garden. Really didn't sit over here too much. So at least the elderberry is gonna have a really nice area to like really meet her potential. I think a nice bird fountain or a bird bath under here would be really nice. I'll leave it to the birds. It's gonna be so nice. I am gonna bring it out a little bit. I am gonna build an actual, like a little door within it. Oh my god. Ah! It's gonna be so good. She's definitely gonna need a fresh coat. Probably gonna paint it the same color as the greenhouse, naturally. It's giving Redleaf. Definitely gonna need good reinforcement. Let's see what happens. There was a line, a little trail of bricks here. Because with the old gate, we had a wheel on it, and because it was so heavy, we used the little trail of bricks to wheel that giant gate open. But it really didn't last that long. The weight of the weight of the gate was so much of all that wood. It never really opened properly, so we would have to like lift it and yank it over. It was a whole ordeal. So I ended up just removing all of this brick, and I left this trench here, which might actually work in my favor, because in order for this to be level, I need this side to go kind of into the ground a little bit. So now that I have this trench, that might work for me. But I want this to line up with the greenhouse. And I'm sure you can tell by this frame, she ain't lined up. She needs to go more this way. Now that's too much. It's kind of centered there. When you walk into the garden, you're like, oh, the center bed. Do I even trust the level? Because our entire property is on a hill, so that needs to go up, allegedly. This isn't going to be standing on its own. I have other fence posts that I'm going to dig in behind them, cement those in, and then attach this to those posts for that like extra security. Don't want this blown away. Okay, that's exactly what needed to happen. Hooray! This definitely still needs tweaking, but I'm going to get the boards and start building the fence out. I think once those are in place, I'll really be able to see where this will go in between those posts. Now for the fun part. Concrete. I say that very sarcastically. Now we gotta level. She's level. I'm sure concrete workers are turning in their grave right now, watching me do it like this. But it's never not worked for me. So now we wait for that to set and dry. It'll probably take a day or two. Something that's nice to know is that if these are level and straight and aligned, however I attach the arbor to it is also gonna be pretty straight and level and aligned. Now we just wait. While I wait for that to set and to get my extra lumber, I'm gonna go ahead and paint this or stain it. Give it some new life. A whole new world. Oh my God, it's so satisfying. Since I am staining this arbor, I'm definitely gonna have to stain the wood that it's gonna be attached to, the new posts, and probably the existing fence. Just so there's some cohesion, some synchronicity. The only thing about it is that the rest of the fence is like old and weathered, dilapidated wood. Definitely not the same color as the new wood, but at least this will help marry it all together a little more. Let's see what happens. I am not done staining the arbor just yet, but it's looking so much better with a nice new coat. I got my other post in. I have my line made here with this little rope. So now I know the intersection of where I want that other post to be. Unfortunately, we were not able to get another post that was long enough to meet the arbor here. So I'm probably gonna have to cut a piece and then piece them together to make one that's long enough. I'd much rather do that than put an awkward additional post here, especially since we're concreting in. I don't really want to do the extra work of that right now. But before doing that, I am going to dig the hole and put in the next post. And while that concrete is drying, I'll finish staining the arbor and go from there. Oh, gorgeous. Stunning. The arbor is stained. Our post is in the ground. It's really starting to come together. I'm gonna wait for the concrete to set and then we can start piecing all this together. Wow, so while the concrete was setting, I went ahead and stained the fence around the garden. It took a long time, but I'm so happy I did it. It really makes the fence of the garden pop again. It was looking real gray and sad. And now it really, oh my God, it's all gonna blend in so beautifully. Dom wants you to look at his fence too. He's building fences too. It looks so good, baby.
Thank you.
It's giving mocha. It's giving cocoa.
Look at the other side with the
It's
light.
it's giving espresso. It's giving walnut. He's building a wall around his new garden that he's building over here. We'll have to do a tour of Dom's gardens eventually, but they are a work in progress. It looks so good, babe. Wow. We have a road here. He envisions tapering the road off and having it go around back on the other side of the greenhouses. So he wants this fence here to block that road off because he doesn't think it's gonna look very sightly with a gorgeous garden and then there's just the road. So he's walling it in and creating a room over here. As stunning, baby, as stunning. Now that the fencing over here is stained, I think I can start piecing the rest of the fence together. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It lined up so perfectly. The only thing that is gonna kill me is how different the colors are. Cause that wood is so much older stained. This is fresh wood. That's giving brown. This is giving redwood. Last night I was able to get that other beam on along with that fencing, and I was able to get the fencing done on this side as well. It's looking good. Luckily, getting this fencing on wasn't too challenging. It wasn't that hard to really work around the existing peach tree here. For the beam up here, I opted to cut another beam and attach them here. It has 3 connections in the front, back, and bottom. Added this black piece just for like aesthetic, you know, because the hardware on the gate is gonna be black too, so I think it'll match pretty nicely. At the end of the day, not sure how permanent this fencing is. I'm sure one day we'll get like a really nice fence done around the garden, but for now, this is gonna do what we need it to do. So the next thing is to connect the arbor to the cemented in pieces here, the posts. So let's see how that goes. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness gracious.
We are locked in! Oh my gosh, the arbor is in! It looks so good. It's very anchored in. Got her anchored in at the ground level here. And I even have her drilled into this post here. So I don't see her going anywhere. And I am certainly going to have pots over here with vines growing up around it. That'll lock it down even more. But she is good to go. I think we can move on to our final step, which will be the gate. Let's see what that's gonna look like. We have a gate! Abundance. The gate's done! Ah! Wow, it looks so good. Definitely so much better than the last entrance we had. Honestly, thanks Mother Nature for tearing down the old one. This was a much needed change. Oh, having a nice proper gate for the garden. How sweet! Got a little latch on there. Welcome. And look at her from this side. Oh my god, she is so nice. She is so cute. Abundant! Oh my gosh. What an amazing and beautiful addition to the garden. It gave the entire entrance a whole new life. I love it! Oh, Bruno, you want to come in? Come on in, bud. I love it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed watching me rebuild the front entrance of our garden. If you enjoyed this video, please drop an abundance down in the comments below. Now that the gate is done, it's about time to start prepping the garden for a new season. Abundance is right around the corner. I can't wait. I'll see you guys there.